Have you guys ever wanted to swim with dolphins or any other type of sea life? What's up guys, it's Will and welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm wearing this hat again today. At least I put it backwards, you know, I just need a haircut, so I just felt like it was easier to put a hat on. So several years ago when I was younger, my family and I went to Florida for vacation during the winter. We tried to go to Florida during the winter just to escape the cold weather and gloominess of living in New York during the winter because it's like cold there all the time. This particular trip that we went, my parents decided it would be really fun for us to go swim with dolphins, and we were all on board. We were like, that's awesome. It was one of the big highlights that we were looking forward to the whole trip. So one day my siblings and I are all swimming at the pool at the hotel that we're staying at, and my parents go to leave to try to like set up that event. They come back, they don't really say much. We just assume that they set it up, you know, we're just gonna go on with the rest of our day. So then after a couple of days, it comes to the day where we're gonna go swim with these dolphins. But then my parents drop it on us that we're actually not going to swim with dolphins, that it was actually like too expensive to swim with the dolphins. So they paid for us to swim with stingrays. Maybe it's not that scary or different, but this was like a little bit after Steve Irwin died from being like impaled by a stingray, and we all knew that because me and my siblings are all like animal fanatics, and we would watch Discovery Channel and we'd watch his show all the time, and we were just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to swim with stingrays. My parents were like, oh no, it's going to be fine. You're going to have an instructor. It's not going to be scary. So, you know, we put our bathing suits on. We drive to this place. It's kind of like in a zoo / aquarium type area, but it's like, was like a natural beach. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm pretty sure it was in a zoo. It's kind of like a little lagoon beach, and there's a guy waiting there for us. We have our time frame. I don't know how long it was. It was probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours to swim with these stingrays. And literally this water was not very deep, like waist deep, and you could just see the stingrays like flopping around all on top of each other. So we walk up to the guy. We're a little hesitant to get in because these stingrays are literally coming like all the way up to like the edge of the water, and they're just kind of flopping around, and we're like, okay, like we put our feet in, didn't really go much farther than that. The guy starts to like tell us about the stingrays. There were probably like 20 or 30 stingrays in this little lagoon, and they were big. So after telling us about them, he tells us it's almost about their lunchtime, so if we wanted to try to feed them. And so we were like, yeah, sure. Like, you know, we were trying to like engage and be into it, even though we really weren't and didn't really want to be there because we were kind of scared. He tells us that he's gonna teach us how to feed them. He grabs like a cooler full of like dead fish and squid, and he tells us that, you know, they don't really eat fish that often. They eat more of the squid. So we're like, cool, like I don't really mind holding a dead fish, but like a dead squid's kind of like squishy and sticky and kind of weird. So that was like another thing. We're like, I really don't want to touch a dead squid. Like, so we go to pick up the dead fish and squid, and he's like, oh, hold on, I gotta teach you how to feed them. And we're like, okay. We just thought it was gonna be like feeding a fish where you just like throw stuff in and they eat it. He told us, no, you have to like put it between your fingers, hold it down on the ground, and they'll come and like suck it out of your fingers. But like as soon as they suck out of your fingers, you have to like pull your hand away, because like I guess they suck hard, and your hand can go into their mouth and they clamp down, and they can literally just like pop your fingers off. And we're like, why are we doing this? Like I said, we were young. This was scary for us, and for us to hear that like if we don't feed these things right, they're gonna like pop our fingers off and eat them. We're like, okay, you know what? I don't want to feed them anymore. And he's like, also like watch out for your toes, because like they'll do the same thing with your toes. And we're like, okay, cool. So then we like stepped out of the water, and we're like, we ain't going in there no more. So then he started getting annoyed that we didn't want to participate, and he was like, well, you know, if you guys don't want to feed them, like you guys can just swim around in the water. Like they won't touch you if you're swimming up above them and everything. And we're like, he was like, if you do go swimming, just watch out. Like he's like, it's not too deep, but don't step anywhere because there's like lobsters everywhere and they'll pinch your feet. And we're like, okay. And he was like, and like there could be barracuda in there, so just like watch out for the barracuda. And we're like, again, dude, why are you sending us into Jurassic Park? Like what the heck? Like, and so we were just like, no, we're not doing that. Like we're gonna stay here. And you know, he started getting irritated with us because he was like, you know what, your parents paid for this, like, you know, if you guys don't want to do anything, like that's a waste of their money, like there's nothing I can do. And we're like, okay, like yeah, we really don't want to do this. And we're just kind of sitting around waiting for our time period to just end. So then all of a sudden, like all these like kittens just like crawled out of a bush. I guess there were wild cats around, and there was like 10 of them, and they were like playing with us, and we're like, okay, cool. And like so we literally just played with kittens the whole time instead. And the guy was just like, this is so stupid, like you can play with these kittens anywhere. We basically just played with those kittens until my parents came and picked us up, and you know, that was our experience swimming with stingrays. I mean, maybe swimming with dolphins would have been better, but we ended up swimming with stingrays instead. Smash that like button if you too would have just stayed on land and played with the kittens instead of like went in there and risked losing your fingers and toes and being killed by lobsters and barracudas. Drop a comment down below if you guys have ever swam with stingrays or swam with dolphins or any other type of sea life. And I'd like to know if anyone else has ever swam with stingrays, because I feel like that's not really a common thing. And if you guys are just coming across this video or you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, because I post videos every single day and you don't want to miss out on them. Until next time, guys, peace. Perfect.